Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Forgecraft 2, episode 10. As you can see, I finally have a episode pedestal for this season. No thanks to a Mr. Atomic Blum. He sorted me out. He noticed that I was just not getting around to building it, so I think he was sneaky and just built it while I wasn't looking. And he did a really good job. It's actually a cute little pagoda of sorts, and it matches the build. So, well done there, Mr. Blum. I think I'll keep it. But we will remove these signs now since I've shown you. And I did notice that when in this view, the font's a little small. So, I thought I would use this opportunity too on camera to show off one of these signs if you've never seen them. These are a Bibliocraft fancy sign. And if you just right click them, you open up the interface and you can do all sorts of fun stuff. So for example, if I wanted to increase the text scale, I can do that. Although now it's horribly misaligned. And it pushed the rest of the thing on. So I think that's R for red and then 10? No. Oh dear. Format. It's behind the thingy. No, it's all going horribly wrong. Hang on. Turn that off. Go back into the sign. Click here. Format. Red is C. So if we do funny little symbol thing C10, no. All the other symbol stuff is there. Symbol C10. There we go. Episode 10. And let's push you down a line, maybe, because you're clipping with the bricks now. You can push things around and stuff, but I'm just being totally useless at it. It goes to the next line, but doesn't actually. Well, let's just do it on the next line then. Let's put you up to 3 times. And write episode symbol 10. No. C10. There we go. Episode 10. And then we can delete that line. Hooray! Isn't that cool? And I'll keep that bit because it's awesome. So now we've got a larger episode 10. And I still need some lighting here. I'll do that in a bit. But there you go. Episode 10. So let's get on with it. I don't actually have a plan for today. I'm in a bit of a tiz actually, because for the last couple of days I haven't been able to record a Forgecraft episode because the server's been having some serious derpitude with crashes and whatnot. It's been going up and down like crazy, so I just haven't got around to recording. So not much of a plan today. I have an idea of what we're going to do first, but after that, if we get it done fast enough, we'll have to make something up on the go. You guys had the opportunity to hang out with me for a little while before the server went down to watch me build up the rest of the hub. So now the hub is complete up to this level. Well, not totally complete, as I explained in the live stream. The building needs to have its greater details done, but I'm not going to do any of those fine-tuned details until all the wings are built up and up to this level, and then once we've got a roof on, then I'll start thinking about fine detailing. One step at a time. First we rise the building up, then we stick the roof on, then we do fine details, then we start finishing it. That's the idea anyway. And you can see this is where I plan to put some stairs in. And there was a comment also that I should use a transport tube from Extra Utilities. Well, it's in thermal. It's done by RW Tema, who does Extra Utilities, but there's transport tubes, so I might actually make one of these a transport tube setup, so you click on it, pick your floor and go, kind of like an elevator. So the plan today is that I need some major mana gen, because right now the Hydrangea thing just isn't cutting it. For whatever reason, they are underperforming. I don't know why. And just to show you, I have bound them all. So as you can see, they are all bound. And even though I can't get that in range for the lower ones, it is bound to the one in the middle. All of them are bound, as you can see, including the middle ones. The other theory is that one flower would be eating another flower's water source, but each flower has a minimum of 3 water sources it has access to. And by 3 I mean, the best example here is if you look at this flower, it has access to 1, 2, 3, right? This middle column has access to 8, but all the outside ones have at least access to 3. So unless the flowers are going for the same source at the same time, they shouldn't be conflicting and then shutting down for whatever reason. And sticking them on the corners didn't seem to help either. I tried that in creative, and they work at the same speed. So they're just underperforming for unknown reasons, and we're going to replace that. The brick factory has actually shut down. That's another update for today. And the reason is I changed the max storage on it, because storing any more than what I currently have is a bit silly. And you'll notice that when I take some bricks, it immediately starts up again to catch up, right? And that's all done with Steve's Factory Manager. I did some changes. I told you I'd made it more smart, but I didn't explain it, I don't think. But anyway, this barrel determines whether the thing is going to run or not, and so does this barrel. So this barrel, when it's full, shuts down the entire operation. That's what this redstone trigger is for. Is the barrel full, basically, is what this redstone is asking. Because when this barrel is full, it outputs a redstone signal. When this gets a redstone, or doesn't have a redstone signal, just because of the way that it flips it, when it's false, which is when it's not full, it goes to another condition, which is asking, does this clay barrel have lots of clay in it? And if it does, then it also shuts down. So there's 2 conditions for shutting down. If this has too much clay in it worth processing, it will stop. And if this is completely full, it will stop. Which is great, because I don't think I could ever at any one time use more than 1,216 stacks. So there you go. Moving right along, I have over here a chest. And I have to once again apologize to my viewers, because I did steal this idea from you. But I've forgotten your names, and I really will one day, I promise, get into the habit of writing down your names when I use your ideas. But thank you very much for your conversation about what we should do, because in this chest, and I'll put it down here for now, is cake. Lots and lots of cake. So much cake that we shouldn't have to worry about it for quite some time. And why is that? Because we are going to employ the use of mana manipulation. No, mana generator. The Kikamuris. Cake is delicious. Everybody loves it. Flowers included. The Kikamuris is one of these cakes. I guess it's meant to be Cakemuris. Is one of these cake aficionados, and will eat any spots nearby, using its enriching nutrients to create mana. So we need to go hunting for some pixie dust, some runes of gluttony, and some mystical junk, petals and things. I think I have most of that, most of those mystical things. Somewhere in here. Where is my floral pouch? There it is. So we needed brown, orange, and white. Brown, white, orange. Okay. Brown, orange, white. And pixie dust. Pixie dust is super easy. We're just going to quickly do this. Jump through here. I'm actually going to make multiple of these flowers. Probably like 4 of them, just to make sure that things go quick enough. So we need 4 pearls. And then we run back out here. And we hit this. These mana pools probably have quite a bit of mana left in them. They do. We hit this and the portal opens. And I forgot one step. Shouldn't be a big deal though. We throw the pearls in there. Blam, mana pearls. And then we throw the pearls in here. Blam, pixie dust. 4 of it. Perfect. And then I'm going to break the portal. Because I don't need it to be on all the time. Maybe it can be on all the time once we have stupid amounts of cake mana, but until that point, we're just going to go with what we've got. Right. So pixie dust, that's dealt with. Next hardest step is Rune of Gluttony. Which requires a couple of mana diamonds and a Rune of Winter and a Rune of Fire, and Rune of Winter requires cake, wool, snow, 2 blocks of snow, earth rune and water rune. So we need to make quite a bit of stuff. So what I'll do is I'll come back at each stage to show you me putting the resources in and for each new rune, and then I'll come back once we've got all the stuff ready for the gluttony rune. Be back soon. Okay, first we do the water runes. So 3 mana steel, piece of bone meal, piece of sugar cane, and a fishing rod. And as you can see, I'm going to do that twice. And I'll be back with fire runes. Next up, fire runes. 1, 2, 3. Gunpowder. And nether brick. And nether wart. And go. And I'll be back with some earth runes. I think it's earth runes. Check quickly. Yes, earth runes. I'll be back with some earth runes. Next up, earth runes. And then some stone. And mushroom. And block of coal. Go. Then we'll make winter runes. Alright, nearly there. We are on to winter runes. Cake. Wool. Earth rune. Water rune. And 2 snow blocks. That'll be 1 winter rune. I'll be back once I have 4. Okay, I'm back with my 4 winter runes. So as far as I know, to make a gluttony rune, oh, we get 2 per craft, so I only needed 2 winter runes. Whoops. Oh well, I've got spears. Is Rune of Fire and 2 mana diamonds is the rest of that. So I will grab 4 diamonds. Diamond. We shall run outside. Put the diamonds in there. We got mana diamonds. 1, 2, 1, 1. And that's 1 set of 2 gluttony runes. So I'll get all 4 gluttony runes and I'll be back once I've got the ingredients together to put together 4 kekimuris. Alright, I'm back and I'm at the Pedal Apothecary. Now if I remember correctly, I can auto-craft all of this, or semi-auto-craft it. It's rusty, so I may do this wrong the first time, but if I throw in 1 each of these and 2 of those and a seed, I get a kekimuris, and then we do that, and then with an empty hand and a seed, and it goes. So water, right click, seed, water, right click, seed. Seed, right click. Okay, I did that in the wrong order. But now we have 4 kekimuris. And they need to be fed cake. So that's the next bit of this whole build. And we're finally back to back out of cut country and back into making things. I'm going to tear down this tower and then I'll be right back because I want to put the kekimuris set up where the tower is. So, see you in a second. Okay, I'm back and I've decided to turn them into floating Kikamaris, and it's mostly just because then they give off light. Not anything in particular, but then if I do that and make a floating Kikamaris, they will act as their own light source. I won't have to put any extra lights out here. Ooh, one too many. And I also decided to keep the tower, but I've emptied it out of the stuff. And so we're going to have Kikamaris there, right in the center. This is where we're going to do some work. And for that, once again, we're going to be using Steve Factory Manager. We're going to use a manager block and some inventory cable, a block gate, and that's going to link to the chest. And it's all going to be very, very simple. Very simple. So, in here, do I still not have the manager there? I keep saying to myself that I would remember to teach my table how to make a manager because it's just so easy, but then I just don't do it. Stone, piston, and 2 stone. Now this time, right before your very eyes, I am going to add this to the tablet. It does already know it. It's because I did machine inventory manager, isn't it? Manager was there. Okay, never mind. I'm just going mad. Block gate. Don't have that. I do have inventory cable though. Might help if I spell it correctly. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can't be too careful. And then we can go out and lay that down, just so I have an idea of what I'm doing. So I need you here. This here. And just because I can. There you go, there's some weird lag for you. Put the cable there. I'll put the manager here. And our chest is just there. So, dolly. Chest will go here. And we put the dirt back. 1, 2. And go and make a block gate. Okay. Block. Right. I never taught it block gate. Item valve, rapid item valve, there's the block gate there. We need a dispenser and an iron pickaxe. And I've got the 1 inventory cable in there. I swear I didn't do that on purpose. We have a dispenser. 3 iron. 2 sticks. You know the drill with vanilla recipes, I bet. Iron pick. Dispenser. Block gate. Right, this is our friend. And what I might do is later on disguise this, but for now, just so I can get it set up and working and show you how it's going to work, it's going to live like that. And I'm going to shift right click so that it places it on the block above and not the block here on line with this. Because if you left it in a normal setting, like I had to do with the block gates that do the sand, it would place it on, it wouldn't place the block directly on top of it, it would place it the block above that. So by shift right clicking, it's telling it to place it directly on the surface there. So now this should be able to see everything. So what we want to do is we want to do a trigger. It's going to be a very fast trigger for now, so I'm not going to change anything. We want to create an input. We also want to create a condition. And we want to say, does the block gate above it and not below it detect cake? Right? And then we just want to do that, and we don't want precise, we want fuzzy, so that it will find cake at doesn't matter how much cake is eaten, just as long as there is cake. So, is there cake? If there's not cake, input from the diamond chest a cake and of the amount 1. And then simply we do create an output, the block gate. Please, Mr. Blockgate, place above yourself whatever you have been handed. In this case will be a cake. We'll leave that as a blacklist and empty because the only thing that's going to go to it anyway is the cake which we want it to place. Okay, and it is a block gate, so it's going to try and place it as a block and not as an item. So if we do a trigger, cake, nom 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 cake. And then as soon as that, it's not detecting the cake properly, as you can see. So we have to turn that off, or all our cake gets lost. We'll put those away. Give me that. Now, how can we better detect cake? Condition. Is there cake? And match all cake? Possible. NBT, independent detection. Precise detection. Precise detection isn't very good because it's just going to go for cake and the first value of cake. And the first value of cake is 354. But there's every other state of cake. So if I take the cake out of here, place it, and take a slice. Now, the Kikama is eating it itself. And Walia isn't helping me there, but if my Walia numbers were showing, you would see that they would change depending on the state of the cake. So, we need to figure out and basically play around, trial and error, until we find something that works. And if I can't find something that works, I'll find something online that works. Good old Google power. So back to the condition. Do you find cake? And or dictionary support may actually work. Fingers crossed. No, it's not working. Absolutely not working. As soon as that first slice goes, it starts spitting out cake whenever it possibly can. So, options. Let's keep going through our options. Cake. Mod detection. Match all cake. Maybe. Maybe. Input. Cake gets placed. No, it's still spitting out cake. Alright, no good. So I'm going to break the trigger again. And I should stop derping while everything gets there. You can hear the mana is going like crazy though. Which is good news. Means that once we get this to work, well, by work I mean behave, then we'll have an excellent mana system. So, what else do we have available to us? If you don't find any NBT independent detection, well, we want NBT. That's the problem. Now the thing is, I'm inputting one cake, but it's spitting out 16 at a time. Very strange. Okay, well, rather than mess around empirically testing this, I'm going to go find one that works, because I know it does. And I'll be back once I have figured out what I need to detect, and then I'll explain that to you. See you in a sec. Okay, had a bit of a disaster, and I'll go over it with you in a second. Unfortunately, well, two disasters actually. I've already recorded this segment before. Shadowplay, which I used to record, decided to throw a hissy fit after I finished the last one. So, just to let you know. I know what's about to happen. So we're not using Steve's Factory Manager, and I'm going to explain to you why that is. In my inventory, I have a machine inventory manager, and the reason for that is if we go to create a condition, which is what we were using to check if we had cake, you'll notice that when we search items and we search cake, there's only one kind of Minecraft cake available. You can go through this entire list of 55 items and you will not find block cake. They are kind of the same thing, but Minecraft views them as two different blocks. And, well, two different items. One an item and one a block. This one here has the ID of cake, or let's turn that back on and look up cake. You'll notice cake here has the ID of 354. But if you'll also notice my Walia has IDs and the registry name there, and that will be important for what I show you. I grab a cake from here. Well, I already got cake in my inventory, silly me. Putting it away from the Kikamirus, obviously. It's 92, so we have 354 and 92. That's a very big problem, because this can only look for 352. And it's a bit of a problem with Steve's Factory Manager that has never been fixed. VSWE doesn't get much time to do a lot of Minecraft stuff these days, so he's been around patchy at best. He's got a guy helping him out. There's some stuff that he's done for plugins and things like that, but this big problem hasn't been fixed since the Great ID split that happened. You'll remember back in the day when IDs were important in Minecraft. They no longer are, sort of, except for problems like this, because the Steve's Factory Manager still relies on them to do its dirty work. And what do I mean by dirty work? Well, because the item cake and the block cake are different, what you used to be able to do in Steve's Factory Manager is come in here, go there and type in the ID you wanted, like 92 or 354, and both of those would bring up the respective kind of cake they belong to. 354 obviously belonging to item, and 92 belonging to cake block. So when I was doing the search, I would have been able to put in 92. Now, what could be done now, which still hasn't been done, is if I put in Minecraft cake, it doesn't even fit in the field there. It should be able to find the registry name of the item that you're looking for, because Minecraft :cake is what is registered nowadays for our friend cake block. Minecraft :cake, you see it up there. So that is why Steve's won't work. What did we use instead? Well, Mr. Benematic and Atomic Blom, who are on the server right now with me, they came over because I started whinging in chat about how I couldn't get Steve's Factory Manager to play nice. And they came over and they brainstormed what to do. And the best idea they came up with was using a formation plane. And the reason we went with a formation plane in the end is because it doesn't change the layout at all. It's still 4 cakes and the block placer underneath it. Okay? So that's what we did there. And how that works is it's using Applied Energistics 2, and that formation plane places a cake every so often, and that is done by this import bus, which is linked into this chest. And the reason why it's on a timer and not placing it all the time is because after the fact, and this is the bit that gets cut out of this segment because, well, was in the segment previous to the crash, but now I'm working it in here. We went and made a redstone card, which allows this import bus to be controlled by redstone. And then from Botania we made a hovering hourglass and stuck a bit of soul sand in it. And there it goes. hovering hourglass, when it turns over, it sends out a redstone pulse, which this is set to activate on once per pulse. And when that pulse happens, a cake goes down. I have it on a minute timer though, in order to protect the integrity of the server. Be nice to the server, because I don't need a cake whenever possible. This is a very powerful mana gathering system. 4 Kakamaris around a cake. In fact, if this thing was active, this Elven mana spreader wouldn't be able to keep up with it. The Elven mana spreader would just be overloaded with too much mana. So this pool has been filling up nice and quick. So instead we have it on a minute timer, so that when it's not filling up the mana pool, it's not being ridiculous and hammering the server unnecessarily. It's also just a little bit more efficient. So cool. That is that. So with the whole cake and mana situation sorted out, we'll be able to get into a couple of things with Botania in order to help out this whole situation going forward. Just in general with the base, because we want to have everything featured in the base, Botania, Forgecraft, whatever. So working out this sort of thing early means that we don't have to do it later. It also gives me something to film on camera for you guys, other than just monotonous building over and over again. And what I've decided to do for that is that I'm going to hold a live stream every so often. There is no schedule whatsoever to it. You'll just have to keep your eye on Twitter, and if you're awake at the time that I want to do the live stream, then you can come along and watch it. But otherwise, tough titties, I'm afraid. Yeah, I don't really want to schedule with live stream, because Twitch is more of a hobby for me, and it's more just so that you guys can hang out with me while I build. Keeps me company. I have no real intention of making a thing out of Twitch, so the YouTube channel is where it's at. Anyway, so I'll be building up the wings up to this point over the coming days, and I'll be doing that as a live stream. And in the meantime, I'll also be doing YouTube videos and of Forgecraft, obviously. Awkward. And we'll be figuring out things like this little project here we did today to do. And slowly in the background you'll see the cruciform building getting bigger and bigger because of the live streams. So don't be alarmed by that. I will, however, come back every so often to show you what we've done with the cruciform building so far, and do a flyover and an explanation and whatnot. And we'll also obviously have big feature episodes for the cruciform building when I start something new, say like putting the roof on, or doing building details, or furnishing the building, that sort of thing. So, you know, you're not going to miss out on the actual building of the cruciform building. It's just cutting out the monotonous stuff, which there's quite a bit of at the moment. Should get less and less over time though. So cool. Well, that brings us to the end of the episode. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time, and hopefully I will see you on a live stream sometime. Bye bye.